Say goodbye to muscle loss. 7. Essential foods that defeat sarcopenia. If you've been waking up feeling weaker, less steady on your feet, or struggling to get out of a chair without effort, your body may be sending you a silent warning. Muscle loss is creeping in. This isn't just aging. It's a serious condition called sarcopenia, and it can steal your strength, independence, and even shorten your life if ignored. But here's the good news. You can fight back, and it starts with the foods you eat. In today's video, we're uncovering 7 powerful everyday foods that help stop muscle loss and rebuild strength naturally. From quinoa and salmon to almonds and chicken breast, each of these has the science and nutrients your body craves to stay strong. Welcome to Holistic Health, where we combine trusted medical knowledge with natural, practical solutions to help you live healthier, longer, and more independently. Stick around. Your strength and future may depend on what you learn today. Let's start with food number 7, quinoa. You've probably heard this ancient grain mentioned at some point, maybe from a younger relative into health food trends, or while walking through the health food aisle of your local grocery store. But quinoa isn't just a trend, it's a treasure trove of nutrition, especially for aging muscles. What makes quinoa truly special is that it's one of the very few plant-based foods that is considered a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs, amino acids that are critical for repairing damaged muscle fibers and promoting new growth. In the medical field, we often stress the importance of protein quality, not just quantity, especially for older adults. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to protein intake, meaning you need more high-quality protein to trigger the same muscle-building response you had in your 20s. That's where quinoa shines. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa delivers about 8 grams of protein, along with magnesium, iron, phosphorus, and fiber. Magnesium in particular is essential for proper muscle function. Without it, muscle cramps, weakness, and fatigue become more common. But the power of quinoa extends beyond its nutritional label. I've had patients who struggled with blood sugar fluctuations, weight gain, and even digestive issues, all of which can indirectly sabotage muscle health. Quinoa's low glycemic index and high fiber content make it a stabilizing force in the diet. It keeps you full, curbs cravings, and supports healthy digestion, which in turn allows your body to absorb nutrients more efficiently. In practical terms, quinoa is remarkably easy to incorporate. You can use it as a base for salads with roasted vegetables, as a side instead of white rice or pasta, or even in breakfast bowls topped with berries and nuts. One of my patients, a retired school teacher in her late 60s, started swapping out white rice for quinoa 3 times a week. Within months, her energy improved. She felt lighter on her feet. And most importantly, her muscle strength assessments during checkups began to show improvement. It's these little daily changes that compound into big wins for your health. Now, let's move on to food number 6, Greek yogurt. As a clinician, I've recommended Greek yogurt to hundreds of patients, and not just because of its taste or convenience. This strained, protein-rich dairy product packs a serious punch when it comes to muscle health. Here's why. Protein is made of amino acids, and Greek yogurt is particularly high in a type of protein called casein, which digests slowly. This slow-digesting protein means that your muscles get a sustained release of amino acids over several hours, a benefit particularly important for older adults who experience a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, where muscle protein synthesis slows down significantly with age. A single serving of plain, non-fat Greek yogurt offers between 15 to 20 grams of protein, more than double the amount found in regular yogurt. But beyond protein, Greek yogurt is also a rich source of calcium and vitamin D, both of which are essential for maintaining bone density. And here's a little-known fact. Muscle and bone health are deeply interconnected. You can't have strong muscles if your skeletal system is fragile. When bones weaken, muscles tend to compensate, leading to imbalances, overuse injuries, and decreased mobility. Supporting both systems through foods like Greek yogurt creates a solid foundation for total body strength. Another often overlooked benefit is Greek yogurt's probiotic content. These healthy bacteria help optimize your gut microbiome, which is increasingly being recognized as a crucial player in nutrient absorption and even muscle recovery. I've had patients with gastrointestinal issues that were impairing their ability to utilize dietary protein effectively. After adding probiotic-rich foods like Greek yogurt, their bloating, indigestion, and fatigue started to ease, and so did their symptoms of sarcopenia. What makes Greek yogurt even more versatile is its adaptability. You can enjoy it sweet with fruit and a drizzle of honey, or savory with herbs and garlic as a dip or sauce. One of my favorite recommendations is to use it as a post-workout snack, rich in protein, easy to digest, and naturally replenishing. If you're lactose intolerant, there are lactose-free options or even plant-based alternatives made from almonds or coconuts that mimic the texture of Greek yogurt and are fortified with calcium and protein. So far, we've covered quinoa and Greek yogurt, two powerhouse foods that can easily fit into any meal plan, regardless of your lifestyle or dietary preferences. But we're just getting started. In the next part of this video, we'll explore more muscle-saving foods, including an omega-3 rich fish, a nutrient-packed green, and the one lean meat that's considered the gold standard for muscle repair. Each of these foods isn't just about nutrients. They're about reclaiming your strength, independence, and vitality as you age. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll not only have a grocery list, you'll have a lifestyle plan designed to keep you strong, mobile, and full of life well into your golden years. And remember, building muscle in your senior years isn't about bodybuilding or lifting heavy weights. It's about being able to lift a grandchild, carry your groceries, or simply walk confidently without fear of falling. These foods are your allies, your fuel, and your silent armor against the wear and tear of time. Let's now dive into food number 5, salmon. A truly remarkable food that deserves its place among the best muscle-building and muscle-preserving options available to us. You see, as we age, one of the most damaging enemies to our muscles isn't just the lack of exercise or protein, it's chronic, low-grade inflammation. This type of hidden inflammation slowly chips away at our tissues, making it harder for the body to repair itself, and even harder for new muscle to form. That's where salmon becomes a game changer. Salmon is an oily fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids, namely EPA and DHA, two types of essential fats that have been shown in the countless clinical studies to reduce inflammation throughout the body. As a doctor who has spent decades tracking blood markers of aging patients, I can tell you without hesitation that those who regularly consume omega-3 rich foods like salmon tend to maintain better muscle tone, less joint pain, and faster recovery times from physical activity. But salmon isn't just about healthy fats. It's also an excellent source of complete, high-quality protein. In just a 3-ounce serving, you get around 22 grams of protein, along with key muscle-supporting nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin B12, selenium, and potassium. Vitamin D deficiency, which is rampant among older adults, especially those who spend less time outdoors, has been linked to reduced muscle strength and higher fall risk. When my patients add salmon to their weekly routine, not only do they gain lean muscle more effectively, but many also report improved balance, coordination, and fewer muscle cramps. And let's not forget about the versatility of salmon. You can bake it, grill it, steam it, or even flake it into salads. I had a 73-year-old gentleman who hated the idea of fish until we introduced him to a miso-glazed salmon recipe. Now, he eats it twice a week and swears it's helped him walk further and feel less stiff in the mornings. The trick is consistency. You don't need to eat salmon every day, but making it part of your weekly routine, even once or twice, can drastically improve your inflammation profile and give your muscles the support they need to stay active and resilient. If you're worried about mercury or sourcing, opt for wild-caught Alaskan salmon, or go with canned varieties certified by sustainability labels. Moving forward, let's explore food number 4, eggs. If ever there was a food that deserved the title Nature's Multivitamin, it's the humble egg. Often misunderstood because of outdated concerns about cholesterol, eggs are, in truth, one of the most complete and bioavailable sources of protein you can consume. Each egg contains about 6 grams of protein, high-quality, complete protein that includes all essential amino acids in the right ratios your body needs to rebuild tissue. But there's more. Eggs also provide vital micronutrients like vitamin B12, which is essential for red blood cell formation and neurological function. They're rich in vitamin D, which we've already mentioned is critical for muscle and bone health. They contain selenium, which has antioxidant properties, and choline, which supports cognitive function and cellular repair. I once had a patient in her late 70s who was experiencing early signs of sarcopenia. Her gait was slowing, her grip strength declining, and she lacked energy. When we did her nutritional profile, she was missing out on key nutrients found in eggs. After adding 2 boiled eggs to her breakfast routine daily, we noticed dramatic improvements in her strength and stamina over the next 6 months. What's important here is not just the protein, but how easily your body can use it. Eggs are especially effective when consumed within 30 to 60 minutes after light strength training or physical activity like walking or gardening. They provide immediate, absorbable amino acids your body can channel into muscle repair. And for those concerned about cholesterol, current guidelines and studies show that in most healthy individuals, moderate egg consumption does not raise heart disease risk. In fact, the nutrients in eggs can support cardiovascular health. You can enjoy eggs in many forms: scrambled, poached, hard-boiled, as an omelet with vegetables, or even baked into healthy muffins. They're affordable, accessible, and perfect for those living on fixed incomes in retirement. My advice: don't fear the egg, embrace it. It's a small package with a massive impact on muscle vitality and overall aging. Next up is food number 3, spinach, a leafy green that many of us overlooked as children, but should absolutely embrace as we age. Spinach is one of those foods that works quietly but powerfully behind the scenes to support your health in ways that go far beyond the obvious. First, let's talk about micronutrients. Spinach is loaded with vitamins A, C, and K, all of which play roles in muscle, bone, and immune system function. Vitamin A supports cell growth and tissue repair. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production and helps protect muscles from oxidative damage during recovery. Vitamin K is vital for calcium regulation and works in harmony with vitamin D to support bone and muscle coordination. But perhaps the most underrated nutrient in spinach is magnesium. Magnesium is a cofactor in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those involved in muscle contraction and relaxation. I can't count the number of patients I've seen with chronic fatigue, restless legs, or frequent cramps who were magnesium deficient. Spinach also contains iron, which is essential for oxygen transport. Without adequate iron, your red blood cells can't deliver enough oxygen to your muscles, leading to weakness and shortness of breath. Especially for postmenopausal women or older men with low energy, a spinach-rich diet can make a tremendous difference. Another unique feature of spinach is its nitrate content, naturally occurring compounds that have been shown in clinical studies to improve blood flow and muscle efficiency. When older adults consume nitrate-rich foods like spinach, the vasculature becomes more flexible, and oxygen delivery to muscles improves during activity, enhancing endurance. One of my older clients, that's a former military vet in his 80s, used to joke that spinach was just rabbit food. But after incorporating it into smoothies and sautés a few times a week, his blood pressure improved, his walks became longer, and his joints ached less. Spinach is also incredibly easy to cook. Steam it, sauté it with garlic and olive oil, toss it into soups, or blend it into a protein smoothie with bananas and almond butter. If you have trouble chewing due to dental issues, spinach wilts down to a soft, easily digestible texture. The key here is regularity. Not eating spinach once a month, but several times a week. It's a food that quietly strengthens the foundation of your health, one bite at a time. We've now covered 3 more powerful foods: salmon, eggs, and spinach. Each of these is not just a food, they are tools. Tools you can use to fight off frailty, boost your confidence, and regain the energy and independence that aging so often tries to take away. But we're not done. The next and final part of this video will cover the top 2 foods for reversing muscle loss. One is a small nut that's loaded with mighty benefits, and the other is the gold standard for lean muscle repair across all age groups. These final 2 foods are often overlooked, but when combined with the others we've discussed, they form a powerhouse defense against sarcopenia. And as always, I'll finish with expert tips, practical applications, and life lessons gathered over 40 years of clinical experience to help you live stronger, longer, and healthier. Let's move on to food number 2, Almonds. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How could something as small and simple as a nut make a big difference in muscle health? But don't let their size fool you. Almonds are absolute nutritional powerhouses, and when it comes to supporting aging muscles, they bring a rare combination of plant-based protein, healthy fats, antioxidants, and critical minerals that work in harmony to nourish your body from the inside out. Just a small handful, about 23 almonds, provides around 6 grams of high-quality protein. While that may not sound like much, it's the synergy of nutrients in almonds that makes the magic happen. Almonds are packed with magnesium, a mineral essential for muscle contraction and recovery. As a physician, I've seen time and time again how magnesium deficiency leads to chronic fatigue, nighttime leg cramps, and even irregular heartbeats in my older patients. Once we identify the deficiency and introduce magnesium-rich foods like almonds into their routine, the results are often swift and remarkable: better sleep, stronger grip strength, and reduced muscular tension. But perhaps one of the most underrated aspects of almonds is their high vitamin E content. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your muscle cells from damage caused by free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that increase in your body as you age, especially if you're exposed to stress, pollution, or poor diet. These molecules can silently damage muscle tissue, slow down recovery, and accelerate weakness. Almonds act as a protective shield, countering this oxidative stress and preserving muscle integrity over time. One of my patients, a 68-year-old woman who had survived breast cancer and was in remission, came to me feeling weak and discouraged. She had trouble lifting grocery bags, her legs ached during short walks, and she worried she was just getting old. After adding almonds as a daily mid-morning snack, along with a modest walking program and hydration, her energy returned in waves. Her muscle endurance improved, she told me. It's like my body finally caught its breath. That's the kind of silent power almonds offer: slow, steady restoration. Now, let's talk about how to consume almonds for maximum benefit. First off, go for raw or dry roasted almonds without added sugar or salt. Salted and sweetened nuts can interfere with blood pressure or blood sugar control, especially important if you have hypertension or diabetes, which many seniors do. You can eat them whole, crush them over oatmeal or yogurt, or blend them into smoothies. Almond butter is also a great option, especially for those with dental issues or chewing difficulty. Just be mindful of portion sizes. Almonds are calorie-dense, so you don't need many to get the benefits. And if you're worried about weight gain, rest assured, studies show that moderate nut consumption is not linked to weight gain, and may even support better metabolic health and body composition. The key lesson here is consistency. Incorporating almonds into your daily rhythm as a mid-morning snack or evening protein boost can serve as a stable, nutrient-rich bridge between meals. When combined with regular movement, even light walking or stretching, you're creating an internal environment where muscle recovery and resilience can thrive. And now, we arrive at food number 1, chicken breast. And it may surprise you that it isn't some exotic superfood or hard-to-find supplement. It's the simple, unassuming chicken breast. But don't let its simplicity fool you. In my 4 decades of working with older adults, if there's one single food I've seen create consistent, measurable improvements in muscle strength, energy levels, and quality of life, it's this one. Chicken breast is a nutritional powerhouse disguised as a dinner table staple. And when it comes to battling sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass and function that so many seniors face, it stands head and shoulders above the rest. Let's break it down, because there's so much more to chicken breast than just protein. First, let's talk numbers. A 3-ounce portion of skinless, boneless chicken breast contains around 26 grams of complete, high-quality protein. That's more than enough to meet the protein needs of one meal for a senior adult working to rebuild or maintain muscle. And unlike many plant-based options, chicken breast contains all 9 essential amino acids in exactly the ratios your body requires to carry out muscle protein synthesis. As we age, our bodies experience something called anabolic resistance, meaning our muscles become less responsive to protein intake. You might be eating the same amount of protein you did at 40, but at 70, your body simply isn't utilizing it the same way. That's why we recommend not only higher protein intake for older adults, but better protein, and that's where chicken breast excels. But the benefits of chicken breast go far beyond its protein content. It's also rich in B vitamins, especially vitamin B6 and vitamin B12, which play crucial roles in energy metabolism, nerve function, and red blood cell formation. B12 deficiency is incredibly common in people over 60, especially those with reduced stomach acid or taking certain medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors. Without enough B12, you may experience fatigue, memory issues, or even balance problems, all of which are compounded if you're also struggling with muscle loss. Including chicken breast regularly in your diet provides a steady, natural source of B12 that supports both your mind and your muscles. And let's not overlook another important mineral, phosphorus. Chicken breast is a rich source of phosphorus, which works alongside calcium and vitamin D to maintain bone density. Strong bones are essential for strong muscles. They are the framework your muscles anchor to. Weak bones often lead to falls, fractures, and long recovery times. So, supporting both systems simultaneously is crucial. I've worked with dozens of seniors who came to me tired, weak, and discouraged. Some were recovering from surgery or injury. Others just felt like they were slowing down. In nearly every case, when we rebuilt their diet around lean, high-protein meals, starting with chicken breast, we saw remarkable turnarounds. One of my favorite stories is of Mr. Patterson, a retired firefighter in his early 70s. He had lost a great deal of muscle during a long hospital stay and came to me feeling hopeless. We started small, grilled chicken breast with steamed broccoli and brown rice 3 times a week. Within 6 weeks, he was walking farther, sleeping better, and even regaining the strength to pick up his young grandchildren again. "It's like my body remembered what strong felt like," he told me, "and it wanted to get back there." Another patient, a widowed woman in her late 60s living on her own, struggled with preparing meals for herself. We worked on simple recipes using chicken breast that she could batch cook and freeze, herb-marinated baked chicken with roasted carrots, crock-pot shredded chicken with spinach and sweet potatoes, stir-fried chicken strips with olive oil and garlic. Easy, affordable, and nourishing. Her balance improved, her confidence returned, and she told me for the first time in years, she felt like her body was hers again. These aren't rare cases, they're common, and they highlight how transformative something as basic as chicken breast can be when it's consistently included in your meals. Now, let's talk practical application. Chicken breast is one of the most versatile proteins out there. You can bake it, grill it, stir-fry it, slow cook it, or poach it. You can cube it into soups, shred it over salads, or dice it into grain bowls with quinoa and sauté greens. It adapts to nearly any seasoning: lemon and rosemary, garlic and paprika, turmeric and black pepper, all of which bring their own anti-inflammatory and metabolic benefits. If you're concerned about dryness or chewing issues, try slow-cooked chicken breast in broth or stew. It stays moist, tender, and easy to digest. If you're watching your sodium, avoid heavily processed deli slices or pre-marinated options. Instead, season it yourself with heart-healthy herbs and spices. And if you're managing blood sugar, pairing chicken breast with fiber-rich vegetables and whole grains provides a slow, steady energy release that supports stable glucose levels throughout the day. From a budget perspective, chicken breast is also more affordable and accessible than many other lean proteins. You can buy it fresh or frozen, in bulk or small portions, and it stores well for meal prep. For seniors living on fixed incomes or cooking for one, this makes a big difference in maintaining a sustainable, healthy eating pattern. But most importantly, chicken breast allows you to reclaim your strength without overhauling your entire lifestyle. It's not a miracle food, but it creates the foundation your body needs to heal, to move, and to thrive. It gives your muscles the building blocks they're desperately asking for, especially if you've been sedentary or recovering from illness. Muscle loss doesn't happen overnight, and muscle recovery won't either. But every time you choose a meal with chicken breast instead of processed meats or high-sugar snacks, you're sending a message to your body. I care, I'm not giving up, I'm still building. And that message echoes deeper than any lab result or test score. It touches the very core of your vitality. So, the next time you're planning a meal, remember this simple truth. Food is medicine, and chicken breast is one of the most powerful healing choices you can make. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but It works. And for those of us who want to live longer, move better, and age with strength and grace, it's a tool we can't afford to ignore. Now that we've reached the end of this empowering journey through the 7 essential foods that support your fight against muscle loss, I want to take a moment to reflect on a few powerful truths I've come to understand over more than 40 years of practicing medicine. One of the most important lessons I've learned, one that I've seen proven again and again, is that your body is never too old to adapt, grow, or heal. Age may change the way we move, the way we eat, the way we recover, but it never takes away our potential for progress. I've worked with patients well into their 80s and 90s who, through small, intentional shifts in their nutrition and mindset, experience life-changing improvements in strength, balance, and energy. They didn't need extreme diets or expensive supplements. They just needed knowledge, consistency, and the belief that it was still possible. And it was. Second, let's talk about nutrition, not as a diet, not as a short-term fix, but as a long-term relationship with your body. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about building healthy patterns that support your goals over time. You don't have to eat all 7 of the foods we talked about every single day. That's not realistic, and frankly, it's not necessary. What matters is frequency and regularity. If you add quinoa to your lunch 3 times a week, or include Greek yogurt in your morning routine, or swap processed snacks for a handful of almonds, those actions, small as they seem, add up. And when those habits become your new normal, the body begins to respond. Your muscles start to recover faster, your movements feel more fluid, and you begin to notice strength where there was once fatigue. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about creating a lifestyle that feeds and protects your body day by day. And finally, let's go deeper into what muscle really means. It's not just about looking strong or toned, it's about living with freedom. It's about being able to get up out of a chair without needing help, walking confidently through your neighborhood, carrying groceries from the car, standing for longer than a few minutes without discomfort. It's about the quiet dignity of not needing to depend on someone else for your basic movements. It's about the emotional comfort of being able to hug your spouse or grandchildren without pain or fear of falling. When we talk about building and preserving muscle, what we're really talking about is preserving the life you've worked so hard to build. I've seen how devastating it can be when sarcopenia robs someone of that freedom, how it chips away at their independence, their sense of purpose, even their identity. But I've also seen the triumph when someone takes charge of their nutrition and sees those small victories. Getting up from bed easier, climbing stairs without a break, walking further than they thought they could. Those moments aren't just physical wins, they're emotional milestones. And that's why this matters, because it's not about fighting aging. It's about aging with strength, intention, and pride. So remember this, you are not too old, and it is not too late. Every small step you take, every healthy bite, every nourishing meal, every choice to move your body instead of staying still, is a step toward reclaiming your power. You deserve to live not just longer, but better. And your muscles, your energy, your independence, they're all still within reach. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something deeper than just facts, something real. Sarcopenia is not your destiny. It's not a life sentence, and it certainly doesn't define who you are or who you can still become. You are not a passive observer of aging. You are an active participant in how your story unfolds from here. Every bite of nourishing food you choose, every gentle stretch, every moment you get up and move your body, that's not just self-care, that's self-respect. And it matters. It builds strength over time, not just in your muscles, but in your confidence, your independence, and your quality of life. Maybe today you feel a little weaker. Maybe your joints ache more than they used to, but tomorrow can be different. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with decisions like the ones you make today. You've made it this far through the video, and that tells me one thing. You care about your health, and you're ready to take control. And for that, I truly applaud you. You're not fragile. You're not fading. You're adapting, evolving, and far stronger than you know. At Holistic Health, we believe that growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser. We're here to support you with trusted medical insights, holistic solutions, and practical tools to help you age with strength, dignity, and vitality. If this video gave you something valuable, an idea, a motivation, or just a moment of clarity, please take a second to like the video. That small click tells us we're making a difference. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and become part of our community. We post content that empowers you to thrive, not just survive, at every stage of life. And don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with someone you care about, because true health is something we pass on, hand in hand. Until we meet again, stay strong in body, stay open in mind, and stay full of hope. Because your best days can still be ahead of you. This is Holistic Health, and we're honored to walk this journey with you.